foundation upon which an athletic, powerful, and consistent motion can be built. Before we talk about good balance, let's talk about bad balance. See if this is familiar to you. It's the classic over-the-top move, finish on the back foot. We see this all too often. Over-the-top, finish on the back foot. That's a case of improper dynamic balance. Here's a drill which will switch that up to the more powerful and consistent proper dynamic balance. First, get set up fairly evenly. Balance in the center here. Heel to toe, right to left should be about 50-50. What you want to do on this drill is you actually want to pick up the front foot, the lead foot, for right-handed golfers will be your left foot, and step into it and actually drag that rear foot forward. So it'll look something like this. Pick it up, step into it, drag it forward. Make sure that you're staying in good dynamic balance when you do this drill. You can actually hit balls like this, start slow, but make sure there's a picking up, sliding forward at the end, staying in proper balance. It's the foundation upon which a powerful and consistent swing can be built. Another great drill we can do is for heel to toe balance. Heel to toe balance is important because where we're hitting it on the club face. Shots that are sometimes near the hosel, close to the heel, you know, the dreaded pitch out, maybe the S word, the hosel rockets, those can come from getting too much on your toes near impact. Toe shots are just the opposite. A lot of times it's because we're falling back onto our heels and we have to kind of throw our hands at it. Sometimes we won't get it all the way there, so it hits off the toe. Here's a great drill we can do to implement the heel to toe balance in our swing. What you want to do is you want to make sure you're getting a good golf posture where the knees are hanging out right over the front of the laces of your shoes. Feel a nice little bounce. Curl your toes up. You can actually see the toe curl up within your shoe. Notice that'll take you back to your heel. Counter that by getting a little bit more pressure on the balls of your feet. Really feel that curled toe up feeling for the entire swing, back and through. Do it a couple of times to get a feel for it with those curled up toes. And you know what, go ahead and launch one out there. Do it slow at first to get a feel for it, but get that curl up toe feeling and hold that through to the finish. Curl up the toes, stay almost feeling like you're on your balls, back and through. Great drill for heel to toe balance. In putting. You think, God, balance in putting, I don't fall over, I don't reverse weight shift when I'm putting. No, but it's such a small motion that any change in your balance in the putting stroke will affect the consistency of contact, the tempo as well, both of which will lead to inconsistent distance control and speed control. And think about it, last time you 3-putt, it probably wasn't because you missed it too far right or left. It's probably because it ran it by 10 feet or left it short 6 to 7 feet. Speed control is critical. Balance will help with that. Here's a great drill for that. Go ahead and grab your bag, put it just off the green. Carl, the greenskeeper, doesn't like it when it's on the green. And just wedge your driver kind of somewhere in there. Leave the head cover on because we're going to use that as a trainer of our balance during the stroke. What you want to do is put your hat or even your head directly on it. Get settled in and notice as you rock heel to toe the change in the balance and find your comfort level where there's very little pressure on it. At that point, you want to feel like it stays very still in the stroke. Be totally aware of if it comes off, if it slides one way or the other, because that's a change in your balance in the putting stroke. When you're ready for it, just go ahead and set your brim out or your head directly on there. Really feel like you're very centered, very still. And make a couple of strokes. You can actually have a target out there as well. Balance in putting is key. Balance and chipping. Critical for crisp contact that delivers the club down to the ball, doesn't catch the big ball, the earth, before the little ball. There's a great drill you can do to exercise some good balance in the chipping stroke. Get set up in your normal chipping posture, feet slightly open, hands forward, choke down a little bit. But instead of taking your normal setup here, what I want you to do is take your right foot back and just use it as strictly as a stabilizer. There's very little weight on it at this point. And make a few strokes. And notice how when you pivot around that front foot in good balance, staying very still, working not to fall over, fall back or fall forward, you're able to develop a consistent stroke where the bottom of your stroke is exactly where you planned it to be, i.e. hitting down on the ball. Get set up to your chip shot. Take that right foot back. Good balance here. So what's the moral of the story? Most people move around too much in the swing. Our goal is to minimize extraneous motion to maximize your motor output. These balance drills will effectively change the way that you swing your club, make it more consistent, more powerful, and have a lasting effect on the improvement in your game.